Hi folks, and in this video what we're going to do is have a look at creating a system to allow our characters to fight the enemy back when they're within a certain location instead of just having damage done against you. So what we're going to do is first of all get to our main player character, and we're going to first of all add a little volume around the actual character. In this case it's going to be a component, and it's going to be a sphere collision, and we're going to call this combat zone. Here we go. So the idea is going to be anything that goes into the combat zone will allow us to attack that object, or basically allow us to do damage towards that object. So we're going to then drag this in, and we're going to want a begin overlap play and a end overlap like so. Now what we're going to do is just add a quick variable which is going to be in combat zone like so, and we're just going to quickly set this data to be true here and false when an object is no longer within the combat zone. Right, so what's going to happen at this moment in time is it's just going to tell us if the enemy target is in the zone. And this bit's going to tell us if they're out the zone. So it's always an idea to actually play around with debugging what you're doing. So in the zone, there you go, in the zone, out the zone, out of the zone, in the zone, because of course I've got a new target in the actual zone to me now. So what we're now going to do is we're going to check to see if we're currently in combat. Now with this in mind, let's get rid of those test strings because we don't need them. We're going to first of all create a button which allows us to do damage. So if we go to our project settings, which we can go from settings, project settings here, and go to input, what we're going to do is get an action mapping like so, and call this one attack. Right, and we're just going to bind this to the space bar for now. So every time we press the space bar we can actually do an attack. Now with that in mind, we're going to go to our main player character and just type the words attack, which will get the input event. Fantastic. Now what we're going to do is go through a long process of working out the target and if we're hitting them. So the first section is going to be if, and if in combat zone we're going to cast to AI patrol like so. So what this is actually going to do is just cast some data to, there you go, the actor of the AI patrol if it's within the zone. Just to check, what we'll do is add a print string and say attack like so. So now what should happen is if I go into the game world and I go up to my character, I press space, I can now attack that character. Just to be sure, I cannot attack the NPC quest givers. Fantastic. So what we're now going to do is expand upon this. So if we go to our AI character, go to AI patrol, I've actually already created a variable in this scenario called health and set it to 1. This of course is a float, much like all the other health systems that we have so far. What you might want to consider doing also is just making it public, so of course you can change it on the whim if we then create some child actors for this parent class. So now we've got that health variable, we can use some data from here. So if we drag out and type the word health, we want to get the health, then set health as well. Now what will happen is the following: we need to do some damage. So what we might want to do is set a damage variable, so player attack damage. We'll create it as a variable and make it public because we might want to change this later on, and float type obviously, just in case we add weaponry or other pickups which might do some damage. Let's just compile that and set that to 0.5, which is quite a hefty sum. So at this moment in time, if we just connect all of this, what should happen is the health should be set at 1 and each time I do this attack, it should then take a damage of 50% of the health of the target player, or 0.5 away from 1. Now, what we might want to also do is add a little condition at the end, just to say, if less than or equal to 0, let's destroy the actor of the AI patrol. There we go. So what should happen now is we have it. So if we're in the combat zone, which is true, we can then cast to the enemy to take away player health from them, which will then, when it gets to less than 0 or equal to 0, it will then destroy actor. So now what should happen is if I go up to the enemy and I attack once and attack twice, it destroys the actor. Now what we might want to do is, of course, add some other variables in here, such as a delay, and then we might want to create a new variable and call it player attack speed. There we go. Set this to something like maybe 1 to start off with. So instead of just being able to spam attack, we then have a short delay, and we could then even throw in an animation if we wanted to witness the player attack. There we go. So I'm trying to attack. There we go. I finally get the kill on that player. And that, folks, is how we build a basic attack-based system with Unreal for our 2D game.